This just inches. KD went off last night after hitting this fadeaway jumper. He made sure everyone knows Royce O'Neal is too small to guard him. Good defensive player, but too small to guard KD. Tim Legler back with me. Legs, KD led his team to another needed win last night against a playoff team in the Jazz, passing Jerry West on the all-time scoring list while he was at it. But listen to what KD had to say about Kyrie at shoot-around before yesterday's game.
He's frustrated at not being able to play, and you figured this stuff would be rolled back by now and we'd be way past this, but it's a situation we're in. We got to deal with it. He's got to deal with it, and I'm trusting that it'll get figured out here soon. I have no clue what may happen, but I'm just trusting that things will work itself out. And but I'm sure he misses playing in front of the home crowd, and the home crowd and vice versa. They miss him, so hopefully we get it figured out soon.
Look, he had another great game when they needed him to. Jerry West passes the logo, gives West his props, of course. But I imagine without Kyrie there, teams are going to defend him differently in the playoffs. Is that why they'll be bounced?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. And look, you saw it even when they played Dallas last weekend. I mean, they ran double teams at him every time he crossed half court. Now, they still ended up needing a buzzer beater by Spencer Dinwiddie to win that game, the Mavericks. But with Kevin Durant getting trapped as much as he is going to, it's going to be very difficult if Kyrie's not out there because it completely changes what you can do defensively. You want to run a guy at Kevin Durant 28, 30 feet from the basket and Kyrie Irving's on the floor and the ball gets reversed out of there and they're operating 4 against 3 with Kyrie Irving. On a bad night, he's getting 40 if that's how you play Kevin Durant. On a good night, he gets 50. So he's not there. You're going to see a heavy dose of early action coming Kevin Durant's way. And as great as he is, that's going to be difficult to overcome in a 7-game series.
Now, there was some monster news that I learned today about Ben Simmons. If it is in fact the case that he has a herniated disc in his back legs, I got herniated. L45S1, had them for 10 years, never been the same. Never been this, like, that is not a small thing. That's a big thing. This year, he couldn't come back with a herniated disc this year, right?
And you have not been able to guard every player in the league since.
And this is true. I have herniated discs. I can't guard anyone.
There you go.
Those two statements are true.
That's exactly right. Listen, this is all coming out now. You're starting to get more insight into how serious this might be with Ben Simmons. All along, we thought, okay, look, the guy's been out for a long time. He dealt with some things. There's a lot of pressure on him. They're trying to take as much time as they can to bring him back into the fold, to make sure he is ready to play when he sees the court because of how much pressure he is going to be under and scrutiny. Turns out, maybe there's more to it. This looks like more of a physical issue than anything else. And you're talking about now, they're running out of time before you can actually even think about incorporating Ben Simmons into the mix. You can't just throw Ben Simmons into the middle of the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs when he hasn't played in almost a year. You can't do that. It's not fair to him, and they're going to protect their asset in that case. Unless he comes back here pretty soon and gets some time in, I believe, in the regular season, we're not going to see Ben Simmons this year.
When KD left Golden State and went to Brooklyn, Legs, I thought it was a gutsy move. I applaud it but that involves risk, right?
Sure.
He was after an Achilles. He was reaching for greatness. When you say time is running out, Kyrie's playing in the half the games, Harden's gone. Simmons may never be the same. Let's see. Got the hernia. Forget about the shooting problem. Now a back issue. In retrospect, is this looking like a mistake from KD to have left Golden State for Brooklyn?
I think Kevin Durant, when he left Golden State, he pretty much had his fill of everything that went on there. He won. I think there were some things stylistically maybe that were different. Kevin Durant took criticism sometimes when they played a certain way. That was unfair to him because I don't know they win both those championships without him. We'll never know that. Maybe they could have, but I don't think they do without him. I think he had his fill of the whole thing.
Is he going to win a championship in Brooklyn, Legs?
Not this year.
Is he going to win a championship in his lifetime in Brooklyn?
Impossible to say because you just don't know who could end up coming there and pairing up with him going forward. So that's an impossible question to answer. But I don't think he ultimately regrets it. I think he knew why he wanted to leave. He was very comfortable with the decision. And look, it hasn't worked out in 2 years in Brooklyn, but I don't think necessarily he would go back and change the course of time and stay in Golden State.
The longer the odds, the greater the achievement if he does it. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.